Hey, beautiful people, it's your girl, Renee. Welcome to Thirsty Thursdays. Welcome to Thirsty Thursdays. Go ahead. Welcome to Thirsty Thursdays. It's your girl, Renee. And this is a space where we stop shrinking. This is a space where we become. This is the home for the thirsty. But what we thirst for is righteousness. We thirst to become the highest version of ourselves. We thirst living from love. We thirst living from hope. We thirst choosing the highest and the best for ourselves. This is what we thirst. How's everyone doing? Good evening, beautiful. How are you? Thanks for joining. And for those of you who may not know, Thirsty Thursdays, each month we have conversations around one biblical character who is a woman. We learn her, we study her, particularly we study her why, her reason, her rhythm, and the revelation. Okay, the 3 R's, which are the 3 pillars of the Beautiful You movement. Your reason or your why, your rhythm or your strategy, your plan, and your revelation, right? What did God reveal to you? What is God revealing to us through this particular biblical character? And this revelation helps us to learn more about ourselves and to step into the greatest and highest versions of ourselves. Elizabeth, are you done? Elizabeth?
Yes.
Are you done?
Yes, I did it.
Okay, get the pull-up, please. I'm still on mommy duty, y'all. Reason, right. Reason, rhythm, revelation. Thank you so much. Get one from in there, okay? And last week we discussed her reason, her why. Okay? Just, hopefully in 1 minute, I can recap. Hagar is introduced into the scripture as a slave. And doing some more research, a lot of scholars believe that she may have been a daughter of Pharaoh. Come on, let's go. She may have been a daughter of Pharaoh, and Pharaoh was a king. So imagine pull this up yourself. Imagine being the daughter of a king, but then agreeing to be someone's slave, to be someone's handmaid. Hey sis, thanks for joining. But many of us can relate to that. I know I can. Let me speak to myself. Okay? I can relate to knowing that I am God's daughter. But at the same time, making choices as though I am a slave. I am a slave to low self-esteem, a slave to self-sabotage, a slave to feeling unworthy. And guess what happens when we do that? We end up feeling exploited. We end up feeling used and abused. But here, Hagar puts a mirror up to us so that not only can we see ourselves through her and relate to her, but she also shares a strategy on how we can shift from being a slave to a servant, serving others, looking for validation from others, to finally feeling like we are seen by God. This week we're going to talk about her rhythm. Okay, last week we spoke about Hagar and why she chose what she chose. Okay? This week now we're going to talk about her rhythm. What was Hagar's strategy? How did she get from being a slave to being seen by God? I know that I have been in a lot of circumstances, right? That I'm like, okay, I put myself in this, but I don't know how to get out of it. Matter of fact, you may be listening and you're in a circumstance and you're like, I have gone so far. I feel like the light at the end of the tunnel, the goal is so far away. How am I going to do this? Hagar shows it. Hagar demonstrates it. And we're going to talk about it. Okay? If you haven't shared this live stream yet, share. Share with your Facebook family and friends. I'm going to invite a few people into this live while you share. I'm going to invite the people that I believe are interested in what I have to say. I'm going to invite some people from my students from BYU, because I came on a little bit earlier than expected. They're used to me being on at 9:30, but guess what, y'all? Your girl is so... When I tell you I was fighting sleep like a bull, I was like, you know what? Okay, I invited everybody who needed to be invited. Okay, so let's go to the scripture, shall we? Let's go to the scripture. Let me open it up. My phone keeps turning, y'all. Lord. Let's go to the scripture. Let's go to the scripture real quick. By the way, the scripture is taken from Genesis chapter 16. So after I'm done, read it for yourself. Get into the story if you haven't already, or if you know the story. Read it again, right? Okay. So, I'm going to start reading from verse 4. It says, he slept with Hagar and she conceived. He being Abram. When she knew she was pregnant, she began to despise her mistress. Now, that word despise, they said the translation of it isn't like despise as in hate. It's more so she began to kind of look down on her, or, you know, kind of like say, wow, okay, wait a second. You're treating me like the slave, but I'm the one who's pregnant. So the translation is more so like, hold up. I know when I was a slave, I looked up to you. I held my head down. I was begging you for your approval. But now that I'm starting to see that I actually am very gifted, talented, I produce, I have something to offer, I have value, I'm looking at you sideways. I'm looking at you like you're not fitting to treat me like a slave. You know what I'm saying? You ever been in a bad relationship? You ever been in a relationship with someone, and then as you start to work on yourself and grow, you realize, hold up, this person has me thinking something wrong with me. Meanwhile, it's like her eyes open. Okay? And it says, Then Sarai said to Abraham, Sarah said to her husband, you are responsible for the wrong I'm suffering. I put my slave in your arms, and now she knows she is pregnant. And now that she knows she's pregnant, she despises me. Sarai started having a problem with Hagar feeling herself. She had a problem with Hagar seeing her true worth. How many of us can relate to that? Ever been in a relationship or with someone, worked at a job, and then when you started asking for more, like, wait, I'm working hard, I deserve a raise. And when you lay out all the things that you have done, they try to gaslight you. Or listen. Anywho, I put my slave in your arms, and now that she's pregnant, she despises me. May the Lord judge between you and me. And then Abraham says to Sarai, your slave is in your hands. Do with her whatever you think best. Now, Abraham. Really? As the man of the house, that's all you could come up with? Abraham was like, you know what? I don't want no smoke. Do whatever you want with her. She's your slave. What he should have said was, he should have been like, nah, you can't do that. Like, but he was like, you know what? Do whatever you want. Your slave is in your hands. She's your slave. And it says Sarah mistreated Hagar. And so Hagar fled from her. That's the first point that we're going to talk about. That's the first thing that Hagar did. She fled. She fled. She walked away. Verse 7 said, the angel of the Lord found Hagar near a spring in the desert. It was a spring that is beside the road of Shur. Hagar, she left and went to a desert. She walked away and she said, you know what? She stepped away from the noise. She stepped away from everybody's opinions of her, what everyone had to say, and she got with herself, by herself. It says near a spring in the desert, which I feel that signifies, that's a symbol of her saying, you know what? I need to be with myself. I need to hear my own voice. I need clarity. So point number one is the first thing that she did, she got clear. She got clear. She said, you know what? I need to be still. I need to get away from everyone. I don't want to hear what anyone thinks about me or what they think I should do. She left and got clear. Many of us, y'all, this thing is getting on my nerves. And I was supposed to buy a new one. Yes, she removed herself and she got clear. I'm going to move this. It's getting on my nerves. Let me put it right here. Ooh, child. Will this stay? I don't think so. Here we go. I'll put it right here. That's good. She got clear. She removed herself and she got clear. Not only did she walk away, but she went to a desert. And usually a desert is what? Deserted. There's no one there.
Stop.
Hey, Nancy Pooh. She got by herself. With herself. There was no one else around. How I know? What confirms that no one else was around was that the angel of the Lord found her there. And usually angels appear when no one else is around, because this is an intimate encounter. They want to have an intimate one-on-one encounter with this individual. Isolated. I love it. Yes. She stepped away. She got isolated. She did this because she needed to get clear. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you feel like you're being used, you're being taken advantage of, you're being exploited, you feel like you're being mistreated, step away and get clear. Don't call. Usually, we like to call and talk about, would you believe what she did? Would you believe what she said? We call our friends. We call our family. Hagar said, I need to be by myself. I need to be with myself. I'm sick and tired of this. Something has got to give. Because I done been their slave. I done became Abraham's wife. I done became pregnant. And they still want to treat me like I'm a nobody. Nah. I need to get still. And I need to get clear. Clarity is your... Let me tell you something. Clarity, come. I'm always saying, clarity, come forth. When you feel that way, that means it's time for you to get clear about who you are. Because can I tell you a hard truth? Although it may be someone else's intent to take advantage of you, although it may be someone else's intent to exploit you, no one can really exploit you without your permission, without your consent. Even if somebody was like, I'm gonna do XYZ to Andrew so I can get this out of her. Although it may be their intent, because I'm clear on who I am, I will walk away not feeling that way. Because I know you can't touch me. You can't touch the core of me. You think you're using me, but what you're really doing is hurting yourself. That's right. You have to give them access. And Hagar had gotten to a point where she was sick and tired of giving people access to her center, to her core. She was like, hold up. I'm tired of this. I done tried everything. I've been a slave. I clean their house, take care of the, cook, clean, all of that. But you see, Hagar was doing these things because she thought this would make them respect her more. She did these things because she thought maybe now they will appreciate me. But look at what happened. Have you ever been in a situation where you did everything that you can to show this person that you love them, and no matter what you did, they still treated you like crap. They still found fault in you. It seemed like the more you love them is the more they treated you badly and unfairly. This happens when when we are living from a slave mentality. Let me open up my notes. So what was the first point, y'all? She got clear. She stealed away. She got isolated so she could get centered. Hagar walked away to get clear. She went into the wilderness, into the desert, representing space, silence, and separation from the noise. People can have the intention to use you, but the impact only lands when you are unclear about who you are. Can't nobody use you without your permission. Oh, you were using me? Oh, maybe you thought you were, but guess what? There's no way, because I was just being... I know that everything that I did for you, I did it from a pure place, from an authentic space. And so if you think you're using me, you're sadly mistaken, because I have done everything from a space of the highest version of me. I did this because I wanted to. I didn't do it so you could love me and see me differently. I did this because this is who I am. When you are clear, you don't feel got over on, you don't feel robbed, you don't feel diminished. Are we clear about who we are? Are we clear? I know at the top of last year, I was like, I cannot live like this anymore. I can't do it. I'm sick and tired of people. Not even people. I'm sick and tired of feeling like I'm unappreciated, unloved, unseen. I have to, listen, I got to get clear. You understand that God is your source. Everyone else is a resource. Clarity protects your core. Yes, she got clear so she could get centered. If you feel used, exploited, or overlooked, don't immediately confront. Because, see, usually what we want to do is we want to say, we want to confront the person because we think it's the person. But the feelings come up so that we could heal. That person really came to teach us something. So if you're feeling used, unseen, abused, that feeling is coming from a wound that needs for you to get clear so you can heal it. Ask yourself, who am I? What do I value? What am I available for? What am I no longer available for? Okay? Let's get to point number 2. Dang, it's already 9:33. I'm gonna hurry up, y'all. Point number 2. The scripture says, let's go to the scripture. Oh, shoot, I closed it. Let's go to the scripture. The scripture says, the angel of the Lord found Hagar, and he said, Hagar, slave of Sarai, where have you come from? Where are you going? And then she responded, I'm running away from my mistress Sarai, she answered. Then the angel of the Lord told her, go back to your mistress and submit to her. Then the angel added, I will increase your descendants so much that they will be too numerous to count. The angel of the Lord said, you are now pregnant and you will give birth to a son. And then he says what you shall, he tells her what she's going to name her son. And further down in verse 13, it says, she gave this name to the Lord who spoke to her. You are the God who sees me. For she said, I have now seen the one who sees me. All right.
Oh, no.
Point number 2 is communication. Communication. As you can see, when Hagar got still and got clear, there was some communication there with the angel of God, with God. There was back and forth. Good evening, Mama Dot. There was some back and forth. So guess what? The second C is communication. There needs to be a conversation, a new conversation. You got to communicate what you're feeling so that you can allow a new conversation to be birthed. Okay? So in getting clear, you got to ask yourself some questions. The angel says, where have you come from and where are you going? You got to be able to answer those questions. You got to be able to communicate that. Once you get clear on who you are, you have to be able to now can now articulate that, communicate that with everything that is connected to you and involved with you. And so people may have been used to you acting like a slave. What does a slave act like? A slave doesn't have a voice. A slave just does what it's told to do. A slave just obeys. A slave says yes to everyone. A slave never says no. A slave doesn't think about what he or she wants. A slave only caters to everybody else, never themselves. And so, when you get still, and when you start to get clear on who you are, you got to start asking yourself some questions. Where have you come from, and where are you going? Where am I going? And once you're clear on that, when you start to relate to people and they ask you certain things, no, I cannot do that. No, I cannot go there. No, I will not do that. Yes, I can do that. No, I will not have your child for you and your husband. No, I will not be your side piece. No, I will not be your mistress.
Mommy.
No, I will not be your slave.
Mommy.
No, I will not pick up your phone call. You drain me. No, we can no longer be friends. We can no longer be friends on that level anymore. I love you. I bless you. I behold the Christ in you. But you don't get access. You don't get access to me anymore. No, I will not respond to your text messages. No, I will not laugh at your jokes. Yes? You know why? That does not align with where I'm going. Communication sounds like, I know I've done this before, but I'm not doing it anymore. This dynamic doesn't work for me. Here's what I need moving forward. Here is what I'm available for. You start to communicate your values, your vision, and you start using your voice. Yes, your yes and your no. Your yay and your nay. If you don't communicate, you are volunteering for the same treatment. People pleasers often feel used because they do not update others when they update themselves. Once you have changed, once you get clear, there needs to be an announcement. I'm not saying you gotta go on a speaker and say, I'm clear now. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the way you relate to others has to now change. So what you know what you should be hearing now? Oh, you changed. Showed it, show have. Would you like me to reintroduce myself? My name is Andrea. These are my values. This is where I'm going. This is who I am. Do you align? Oh, she thinks she all of that. No, I know. I know I am. See, because sometimes we're afraid. Sometimes we're afraid that people are going to say that. Who does she think she is? Would you like me to tell you? Let me tell you who I think I am. No, let me tell you who I know I am. I am a loving, assertive, brilliant, warm, giving, excellent, hardworking woman who aligns herself with people who strive for excellence, who live from the highest version of themselves, who have a vision, who have goals, who are serious about their goals. I am an exceptional mother. Listen, I could keep on going. All right, so the last point. So what was the first point? Get clear. Get clear. Second point, communicate. Once you get clear, now when you start relating to people, you need to communicate. You got to communicate who you are, where you're going. You got to communicate it, and you don't shrink. Don't shrink back to the old you. Don't shrink back. Remember yesterday I spoke about taking up space. People are going to get uncomfortable. They are. You're even going to be a little uncomfortable because this is new to you. It's okay. Any change we make in life, it's going to be uncomfortable at first. But give it some time. Give it a minute. Give it a minute. You're going to be like, oh, this, ooh. You have to give me a second. It's on the table. Okay? So endure the discomfort. Endure the discomfort. It's only going to be for a little while. All right? Last point. Course correct. Course correct. Stop operating like a slave. Stop operating like a slave. Mommy's almost finished. You have to give me a second, okay?
Okay.
Stop operating like a slave. A slave has no voice, has no boundaries, says yes to survive, is unclear of their identity. If you struggle, if you are listening to this and you struggle with this, This is a challenge. Send me a message after this. I have the perfect 5-day challenge for you and an amazing program that will help you to get clear on who you are and where you're going. Course correction means you stop surviving and you start choosing. Thank you, Nancy. Course correction means you stop surviving and you start choosing. So you're no longer living from your old why. The wounded you. Right? Now you are choosing from the whole, that's the W, your healed, your A, which is the H, and the YU. The whole healed you. The whole healed you. You make choices from that. So whenever you are making a choice, you're saying, would the whole healed, if you're having a struggle making a decision, a choice, ask yourself, would the whole me choose this? Or is the whole me choosing this? Or is the wounded me choosing this? Is the traumatized me choosing this? You don't just confront the situation, you adjust your pattern. Course correcting looks like saying no without guilt. Not over-explaining, not over-giving to earn your value, and not shrinking to keep the peace. You do not return from the wilderness the same. From the desert the same. So once you get clear and you communicate, shift. Keep your word. Don't tell a person no, and then a day you sitting there feeling bad, so bad that you end up doing what. People respect you when you hold your no. People respect you when you are firm with your no. They will. When you are clear about who you are, you do not fear losing people. Because you know you can't lose what God didn't assign to you. We are not slaves. We are no longer slaves. We're going to talk about that more next week. We're no longer slaves. We're no longer slaves. We are no longer slaves. We're no longer performing for love. We're no longer over-giving so people can love us. We are no longer. Let me tell you, at work, I work hard. But I always tell people, this is what I always tell people. I tell people I work for myself. I work for the God in me. The boss here is just a resource. But I'm working for me. I'm working for me. Everything I do is a representation of me. I never ever walk away feeling like, oh my God, they're using me. I never do. Because whenever I'm working, I feel fulfilled. I'm not doing it for them to see me. God sees me. I see me. When I recently got promoted, they were just catching up. I promoted myself before anybody promoted me. And guess what the crazy thing was? I wasn't even looking for a promotion. I wasn't. But I promoted myself. How did I promote myself? The way I carried myself. The way I worked. Because I'm working for me.
What if I screw up?
Y'all are only seeing how much I value myself. You get what I'm saying? And so, get clear. This is the strategy Hagar gives us. Get clear. Communicate. Communicate this clarity with all those that you relate to. All those that you have to come in contact and relate to. Course correct. Stop the people pleasing. Stop the people pleasing. Get clear on your voice, your values, and your vision. If you need support with, if you're like, I don't know what my voice is. I don't know what my voice sounds like. I don't really have a vision. I don't know what my values are. I need help with that. I can help you with that. I am a coach. I love what I do. Love, love, love what I do. And my coaching trend, I coach at work.
Are you serious?
I train. Y'all hear her? Are you serious? I coach at work. I train at work. This is what I'm called to do. This is my passion. And so if you need support, send me a message and I will get you on the path, the roadmap. There's a roadmap, okay? You join our community, you take our challenge, and then you get coached, all right? But thank you guys so much for listening to Hagar's Rhythm. I will be uploading this to my YouTube channel so that you guys can catch the replay. If you have not signed up for our newsletter, click the link right here that's pinned at the bottom of the chat so you can always get inspiration. You can get so much goodness in your email inbox. And until next week, love you so much. Bye for now.